right, have you ever seen crooked walls in a house where you look at the baseboard and it goes whoop like that? Or maybe at the top of the ceiling you can see the paint just go like that. Well, today we're going to show you what you need to do before you insulate and before you drywall in order to not have that in your house. Today we'll be looking at how you straight edge walls and ceilings in your house. All right, so today we're going to be looking at straight edging your walls and ceilings before you insulate and drywall. And it's really important because what happens is if you don't do this and you have baseboard, like down at the bottom of your wall here, you have base, you'll be looking down a nice wall and the base goes like this, and then it comes back. It's got a bow or a dip or something in it. And you'll also see the same thing up at the top, right where your ceiling is at. You'll see here if you have crown molding or you just look down the line there where your paint's at, you're gonna see some whoop-de-doos in that. And you can see it in your ceiling sometimes when you get a big one in your ceiling. It's uneven, it'll come down, dip down. Shows up a lot in your showers where your tile goes up into the ceiling and it hits the top and you'll see a whoop-de-doo up there. So we can eliminate a lot of that by doing straight edging before we cover up the walls with drywall and before we insulate. It's a mess if you do after you insulate. So what I like to do is I like to get at least like a 6-foot level. So we're using this for a straight edge, and I'll go on these walls and I'll lay it on my walls. I'm gonna make sure I don't have any rocking going on. I'm gonna line up my windows. I'm gonna check all these and make sure that I have a nice flat surface. And if you look right here, right now, this one spot is rocking here. So what I like to do is I get out a planer, hand planer, and you can see this is flat here, and as I come up here, it starts to rock. So the first thing I do is I'll go through the whole house and I'll check that, and I'm going to mark my high spots, and then I'll grab a planer just like this, and I'll mark where it starts and stops. So it's about right here, Take this planer, buzz that right off, and you get to wear sawdust when you do it. A lot. Normally you're covered in it completely. But once we knock down over high spots, and see how that thing's not rocking at all now, it's nice and flat. Totally flat. You're gonna have a nice flat wall. So I get all my high spots down, mark them all out, knock all the high spots, and then I'll be marking, when I find my low spots, I'll go through with drywall shims. So they feel like they're about a 1/16 thick. You go through the drywall shims and you'll find a spot that's low and you'll tack them on with a ham tacker. Tack them on like that. You can see one of them that we've done right here. Let me move this ladder out of the way. But you can see here, this is a little bit low right here. So we tack these on, and we'll tack them on in layers as you go around. These headers are a little bit recessed up above. Here, they're not quite as wide as the typical framing material that we have for the 2x6s. So those get furred out so we have a nice flat wall. So we'll go through the entire house and check every square inch on the walls to make sure it's flat. And what you want to do on your ceilings is the same thing. So in this house, I would go over here right on the really important spots like I was saying is right up against the edge of the ceiling where the wall meets the ceiling. And I'm going to check here and see how flat I am. This is nice and flat right here. So floor truss is pretty good. You got a good straight, this is all part of having a good foundation, and then the top of these walls are at the same height too. It's gonna matter as far as if you get flat. You wanna check this way too at your top plate on your wall. Make sure you don't have any bows or rocking here like this that you need to work out or shim or put anything on the top. Sometimes you get big old thick nail plates you gotta work with, and make sure you flatten those out. So we'll check this is a really important line. Check our ceiling all the way across. And then we'll also, I didn't mention down here, but I like to throw this right down at the bottom of the wall on the plate. And I got a nice flat straight wall here. Your basement's gonna look really nice when it goes down there. It's not gonna be bowed out, moving around. So this takes some time to do it right and go through a house, but you end up with a lot better product in the end. Now, I still would recommend using 5/8 drywall, because 5/8 versus 1/2 inch, you're gonna get it's going to span over any of those imperfections in the lumber. So it's not going to be perfect when you lay that. Even with this, it's not perfect. But you'll get a lot better job with 5/8 drywall because it just covers over everything. It kind of spans over any little imperfections. So I'm looking for getting everything at least within about 1/8 of an inch. Nothing more than that, better than that if I can get it. So I don't have any, it doesn't show up at all if you can get it that tight. So you're gonna have nail plates that stick out. You can actually see here, there's one nail plate here that's better than in the other ones. These are these Simpson ones, these NS1s. They have this, they're a lot thicker here and they stick out a lot more, where this one here is just a 16 gauge. I actually don't even know what kind this is. This one got picked up at Lowe's, I think. But this is, it's nice and flat and it bites in really good, and it works really well. So I recommend getting something like this and not these thicker Simpson ones, because you'll get more variation in the walls. So I wanted to show you something on backing inside of a bathroom here, and this backing went into the wall. And we go ahead and flatten all this out as well, because sometimes these will be sticking out a little bit. And one of the things you want to do is really want to try to stay from face nailing this in this way, because you end up having to, your planer hits these nails like this, and it'll just chew through your planer as you're going through and straight edging the walls. So if you can take and drill that out and run a screw in so it's recessed in a bit, that's the way to do it. It's a lot easier for the guy that's coming back and planing afterward when you're doing their backing. This is an example of a room here, like a wall that's had some planing done on it here, and then here's some shims going all the way up. It's a pretty clean looking wall. It doesn't have a lot of work that had to be done on it, but you're just tacking in. This is in the low spots, and this is going to be, this is the high spot. So I knock my high spots down, and then I check, and then I come back and I'll tack on all of my drywall shims. And I just like to work through a whole entire room and then move on to the next room after that. All right, so let me show you this wall here. This wall has a lot of nail plates on it, and it's got another extra row here as we pull the wire out of here. But these build out a little bit as far as away from the stud, and it creates a little bump in the wall. So if you're taking your time, you can take a little shim, and that almost flattens out perfectly with the top of that nail plate, and then it just feathers in on the rest of the wall. So you can, once your plates are on, come back in and then do a lot of your straight edging. And the only drawback to that is you have to pull off some of these whenever you do have to do some planing. So it takes a little bit more time, but you end up getting a better job in the end. All right, so that's how we go through our house and straight edge, so we can make sure we get good, nice, flat walls. We have straight baseboards, straight crown molding, and we get a good job in the end. So another tip was make sure you buy 5/8 drywall throughout the house to make sure you flatten out any further imperfections and you end up with a really nice product in the end. So hope that was helpful. If you'd like information about building a custom home, an ADU, or doing a whole house remodeling project, reach out to us at freemansconstruction.com. If you need help with your real estate needs, either buying or selling your home or land, you can visit our real estate website at freemansrealty.com. Thanks again for watching.